this morning.
Oh my God.
And I thought, what the hell? And I go to sleep, and then I remember I had this coffee drink. That's why I was wired.
So I have a question to start off. Who picked the name of the book?
Me.
Did you pick it? Yeah, did you know that that was going to be the name like the whole time, or is that something that you came up with later?
Let's see, did I somewhere along the line, I had to put something in the computer so I knew what the hell it was. I called it the Black Book. So, and I added tattered later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. Oh, anybody else have a question?
Well, I thought.
So Cheryl up here wrote, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your event. Once again, great job and looking forward to the next book.
Okay, go have a beer, Cheryl.
Jack,
No, Jack can come for Cheryl.
Oh, see, and
The place right here, Hillbilly.
it was good.
And Jackie says hi, poof.
Hi, Poof.
Hi, Poof.
Hey, Poof.
So what I thought was interesting is yesterday, when you first handed the book to me, and I saw the cover and saw the name, the first thing that flashed in my mind was a black book. And everybody, maybe everybody from my generation, at some point in time, you carried a little black book. And people's names in it, and you realized that was what you kept in your address book. So I actually automatically thought that that's what the story was about, but I was wrong. It's more about a diary than it is about an actual blank book.
Yeah,
But I thought that was kind of interesting. It was a good twist for me.
so thank you. Anybody else?
Did you have any proofreaders, beta readers to give you
Oh, lots
feedback
of
and
them.
stuff?
Lots of them.
Bugs, was that part of, were you part of that?
Yeah, right at the beginning. Yeah, of course. But the book took a big transition with one of the editors, one of the previous earlier ones. Lexi had it a bit more graphic. And it was pointed out to her by one of these editors that it's being told through this child's eyes.
Gotcha.
And it just was not appropriate.
Well, originally, one of the beta readers, by the way, told me that there's not enough sex in it. So,
Really?
right, yeah, there's not enough sex in it. It doesn't interest me at all. So I said, okay, so I threw sex scenes in there. Well, then I found this editor that I want to recommend to you, Six, who said, yeah, there she is.
Those glasses really are not
Anyway, this editor said, you gotta take those scenes out. I said, what are you talking about? I've had these beta readers that tell me that they won't read a book unless it's got graphic sex. And boy, I write lousy graphic.
No, I don't think so.
So she said to me, come on, think of the point of view. You're telling it from a kid's point of view. Would you really sit your 8-year-old down and tell her this story with sex scenes like that? She made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So out they came. And then the book, believe it or not, the book took a whole different turn
did.
from that
It
point.
did.
Didn't it, Bugs?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
went through a whole different edit.
Well, then make your next one a sex book. Let a 20-year-old be.
He's now 21 and
So, Brave says, so the next book is not about a child?
No, that's interesting that you say that, because you do come close every once in a while, right? So there's like the hits on the edge, right? And I do remember as I'm reading it going, are we gonna see, and then I think, well, no, because it's Manny who's reading, who's hearing this, so no, we're not gonna see anything more than that, right? Yeah, interesting.
Little teasers.
Yeah, that's it.
So Debbie, you said you've written a lot of things and that this is a dream of yours. How do you feel now? How do you feel right now with this group here and your books on the table and all of us feeling the way we do about the book that you wrote?
Oh, I can't tell you. I mean, I'm a master of words, obviously, because I wrote this damn thing. But I could not, I'd really have to sit down and, hello. And pick and choose words. I mean, I am just, my heart is just so full right now. I mean, you people, this is the greatest group of women I have ever known in my whole life. I've never known camaraderie like this, or the people that support each other so well. I mean, you guys are just so terrific. This has been the biggest find, don't you think?
I think it's the best thing we've done in a long time.
long time. I mean, just.
You're just saying that because you can't get on a boat.
And the feelings are absolutely mutual.
Yes, they
You guys are wonderful. The support and it has been phenomenal. So next time I'm going to let you guys be my editor.
So yeah.
We love
Peggy
you.
sends you a trophy. She sends you a trophy.
Aw.
So did you answer Peggy about the next book, Not About a Child?
I don't know what it's going to be, but actually, it's called Molly, but it's spelled the way the Irish spell it. And I really love Molly and everything about her. And it's a story about, a long time ago, I had a boyfriend who was Irish. And I used to love talking to his grandmother. And it's pretty much geared after her. And what she did to come over to this country and how hard she worked and all the trials and tribulations she went through. And she was just a wonderful woman. But as happens with young people and old people, the old people tend to die. And you don't ever get the whole story. So you have to kind of figure it out for yourself. And I'm not Irish, so I don't know where to go on some of this, and my research hasn't told me the answer yet. So eventually Molly will be in print.
Is she sexy?
At one point in time she was.
That's where my great grandparents went.
Canada?
Yeah,
No.
that's
Hillbilly
where
said
my
the video stopped.
No, it says it's still going though.
End live, oh, did I click on that?
No, it's still going.
It's still saying we're live.
Maybe she just,
Yeah, maybe she lost it.
Click back in.
Froggy's watching too. Froggy's on.
Who is?
Froggy.
She has a
Hey, Froggy!
You are.
how do you see that?
Right.
Oh, on your phone.
Yeah, on my phone.
Can you scroll down, Bugsy? No, the other.
It's kind of broken up.
Microphone, Real Tech, what do I get here?
Go
back
back
up.
up.
Go up,
Go up to, there you
That's
go.
it.
click down here
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
down.
broken up though.
and see this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
when I
could
was
be.
yeah,
It could
stay
be
put.
that.
Okay.
Here we
And then I'll put
are.
the mouse over on the other section over there,
Where the writing is.
where the writing is.
Yeah,
And now you can scroll down.
oh, thank you.
And boy, do we get close-ups.
That was a while back then. Keep
Yep, keep
going,
going.
keep
Yeah,
going.
we gotta go, there it
There we
is.
are.
Okay, that's where we were.
Yep, that's at the bottom.
That's it. Okay. Froggy, say hello.
Froggy.
Hello?
Hello, Froggy.
Yeah, it says that she's watching.
You there, Froggy?
So there is a slight delay between what
there's a
happens and
little
what's.
lagging.
Well, I was watching my hand in the thing when we were setting up and I was getting seasick.
Yeah.
You seasick, really? So
Oh,
have you reached out to any Irish American clubs that you, with,
Not
older
yet,
people?
not yet, I don't need that yet. When I get to the dialectal things,
Okay.
then I'll do
She's
that,
been
but
so
right now,
involved in bringing this one out. It's been, a lot of setting up websites, doing this, doing that, doing this. So the other one is a little bit on hold right now
yeah.
because she has so much to do.
So your mom passed when you were about 11. So then you were talking about a stepmom.
Oh,
Where did she come from?
Philadelphia. After my mother died, my mother and father were high school sweethearts. And when my mother died, my father went berserk. I remember in the house that I grew up in, him going up, somebody told Dad he had to get rid of Mother's clothes. It was time. He needed to clear her out or he would never be whole again. He went up into the bedroom that they shared and he took all her clothes. I remember him dumping them on the bed and all the pictures, everything on the bed and lighting it on fire. My uncle came running into the house. I don't know what happened at that point because they got me out of there. I was 11. And I guess everything was put out because the house is still there. But my father went berserk. So he came, he literally abandoned us. My oldest sister was a senior in high school. My middle sister was a junior in high school. And I was going into, what? No, sixth grade, I think. Sixth grade. Sixth or maybe seventh grade. Maybe seventh grade, I don't remember. Anyway, luckily my grandfather lived next door. And with my grandfather lived my Aunt Rita and my Uncle Alex. Uncle Alex is my grandfather. Oh, here we go with the My grandfather is my father's middle brother. He is one of three, my dad. And Uncle Alex moved in next door with his 3 kids. My Aunt Rita is a nurse. She worked for Lankenau Hospital. She was head of pediatric ICU. Anyway, she was a wonderful lady. Anyway, my dad tells this story to us 6 months after my mother's died. He's running around. I mean, he's got something in his pants that has to be satisfied.
Don't put that in your next one.
Don't tell Danny about that. She's too young.
Anyway, I mean, he's gone berserk. He's absolutely gone berserk. He pretty much abandons us. The only people that even give a shit are living next door at my grandfather's house. So, I'm trying to think. My mother died. When my mother died, I got back up a little bit. When my mother died, and they brought us home, there were no clothes in my closet, none in my drawers, none. They had redone my bedroom. I had no clothes. I wore the same clothes that I buried my mother in, probably for about 6 months, until my Aunt Rita next door went and bought me clothes.
On the maternal side,
No, she's on my father's.
that's
Yeah, but she's
your father's brother's wife.
She's my
Okay.
father's brother's wife.
Okay, okay.
She finally went and bought me some clothes and some shoes. Anyway, my dad just absolutely abandoned us. So one day he comes walking in, now they had this, it was a thriving men's coat factory in Philadelphia that went in and out of bankruptcy, if you could believe it, but it was thriving. They always had business and they always had customers. Anyway, he comes walking into the factory one day and he tells my grandfather that he's got a girlfriend. My grandfather says, okay, you bring her home. So Grandpa comes home, he says, your father's bringing his girlfriend home. In walks the Jewish princess of all Jewish princesses.
A true Jap, right?
Now, you gotta remember, my dad wore dungarees and shirts that had spaghetti stains. He never gave a shit about how he looked. All of a sudden, he's wearing Bermuda shorts with matching socks, ties, you know, I mean, really. So Roz walks in, her name was Rosalind Siegel.
The catfish.
She walks in with a full-length mink,
Oh my God.
designer dress, raven black hair, so black it was blue, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, when she turned, it sparkled blue.
A definite dive.
There's the descriptive
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, she sits down at the table, she knows everything about every one of us. I write this up in one of my stories. She knows everything about every one of us. Every one of us. She goes around the table and she addresses each one of us, you know, she won't touch a thing on the table. Won't touch it. You know, I don't know why, but anyway. She won't have dinner. She ups and gets up and she says, Army. My father's name was Armino Tricatelli. We called him Army, or they called him Army. I called him Dad. No, I didn't. I called him Pop. Anyway, time to go. And they leave before dinner. Well, that's at the stage. Boy, let me tell you, from then on, we were in for it. She came in, and I don't know how it all happened, but one weekend, my dad came over and he said to my sisters, if you want anything in this house, you better take it now. You want anything from your mother, take it now, because the next weekend, Rosalind came in and cleaned out the house.
Wow.
I mean, that was it.
Wow.
I ended up in Northeast Philadelphia in a very Jewish neighborhood. If you know anything about Northeast Philadelphia, the time I grew up, I was one of 17 kids who actually went to school on the Jewish holidays. Schools, they had to stay open, but there was nobody there. There was nobody there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my Jewish mother.
That's right.
That's Roz.
So there's a comment from Marilyn Saxton that says, sorry I'm late to the party, but I'm very interested in learning more about your book. Expect to be in OB around mid-December. Hope to see you then.
Oh, Marilyn! Hi! Marilyn Saxton. Her husband is Ernie Saxton. He is a sports writer. These two people knew my husband, Harvey Duck. And they're just wonderful people.
Okay, that also explains where duck came from.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, Harvey Duck was a sports writer for the Chicago Daily News. And when the Daily News folded, he banged on Annie Granatelli's door and asked him for a job. And he became the spokesman for SDP, the PR director for SDP for years and years and years. So, he used to take me to racing the right way. I went up in
The boxes.
the boxes, yeah.
You have enough information to do like a live area.
She hasn't even touched on it.
I can't wait.
How many short stories do you have, or how many books do you think you have, like partially started?
Oh, in my head, there's a huge amount. What I have on the computer, I probably have maybe 11 or so, maybe 12.
Did you handwrite them out originally? Were they notebooks or stenography pads or something?
No, I don't ever handwrite. We can't read it. I can't read it.
Do you back your computer up?
Sometimes.
You better. I have seriously, it happened twice in my life, and I always you have to have a backup. You lose everything.
Right, and there's no way to getting it back, literally, there's no way to do it.
Back it up.
All right, this is off book subject. Where did you two meet? How did y'all meet?
Where did we meet? We met online.
All right.
Really? How long have you been together now?
Almost 4 years.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, well, we were two old ladies that we both lost our significant others at the time, and we were alone.
Guess what? We met online too.
Did you? See, it works.
And
It does work.
It just
Yeah, work. And Jenny I made a few false steps along the way.
Where do you talk about that one?
we kissed a few frogs.
Don't, haven't we all?
Well, you seem like you've been together a lot.
Well, I think we're just a good fit.
You
Yeah.
are.
Very much so.
You are.
You both complement each other very well.
Well, thank you. We like each other.
Well, that's all. You know what, yeah, I was gonna say, that's half the battle right there.
They are perfect together.
Yeah, it works, yes.
Anyway, any more questions? Anything else you want to know? Was 2 hours too long?
No, it's perfect.
So, do you have any idea of when I know that you've been busy with this, but the next one that you
Oh,
think
it's gonna
is
be-
coming?
It's gonna be a long time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long time because, just like raising a child, it takes a long time until it can
Yeah,
walk.
these are your children.
And then,
And that is truly how she felt about this book. It was like, she'd leave it for a little while, and then all of a sudden it would come right up in the front, okay, I have to really pay attention and do something here. I can't leave it just sitting in a box somewhere.
Right.
the hardest part, I think, I mean, it's,
Let's see.
Hi, come on in. Are we blocking you?
No, I parked.
I'm blocking 3 of, oh, please. This is our new next door neighbor. And, yeah, she's been away, so we've been parking.
I went to my sister's.
Oh,
Yeah. Just
have something to eat.
Yeah, walk around that way.
There's wine and beer. Help yourself.
And she's sitting on the same glass.
Yes, she is.
I love the
Yeah.
tree.
And we're
Oh, that's her.
My spirit tree. From all my broken pieces.
We're so grateful that a nice person lives in this store.
I know.
Thank goodness,
She does it.
We won't discuss
No, she doesn't. And of course, the folks over here are delighted too.
Oh, yeah, on Amazon. Folks,
You all already ate.
if you would, Amazon has this rating system that is really a pain in the ass. You have to buy something from them for your review to count
Something like
as anything.
Or
So here's my offer. Buy the,
we have more out there.
Audio.
buy the, yeah,
Or the
buy,
Kindle.
buy the Kindle. Buy the Kindle, it's the cheapest one. Leave a review, then tell me about the review and I'll send you $10.
Oh.
No.
Right there. Let me just say, it's so cheap, it's ridiculous. Your book is selling for so cheap, don't.
Yeah.
It's $7.98 for the Kindle, I think, right?
Right.
$7.39.
Oh, no, you're right. It's $7.99, but it's still inexpensive.
But it's $20.
That's why I couldn't leave a review, because I went on this morning to leave a review and there was no option, it didn't even show. So do you have an Amazon account? Yeah, I've got Amazon Prime, but it wouldn't come up, that's when I responded and asked, and it didn't come up.
Kindle, it wouldn't let you leave a review then? Is what
I
it
went on Amazon,
Right.
pulled up her book, and there was no reviews, nor was there a way that I could do a review. That's why I had posted what I did to Hartley.
I didn't buy it.
So I figured I just needed to buy it, and that's what, because what you just
You
said.
were able to leave a review?
It didn't post it yet, but it told me
It has to be
that, that, you know, it will be reviewed and.
Is that on Amazon,
within a
Harley?
day or two, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It hasn't
Amazon Prime or just Amazon?
I mean, I just logged into my account, which I do have a Prime account, but I didn't buy it, and I did have the option, but I mean, I don't know, I have a Kindle account, if that matters, maybe that matters.
Kindle was free with Prom anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Online isn't.
So there is now one review.
It is, yeah.
Kindle should be free.
And mine's not even.
Is it
I
mine?
pay for Amazon Prime and Kindle.
What's the
That's why
review?
mine is. I don't know why they do
Because
that.
the remote-
Okay, and now that they posted their review, I have an option to
I
write
send it.
it.
Okay, I give it.
But when I do have a review, it doesn't.
When I get a book from Amazon Prime that's not on Kindle, when I send it back,
When you put
Then you get
it on
credit.
so just
Yeah,
go
and you know what, you're right, because my
somewhere.
parents have done
So I click on the
that. They have done this.
All right, Peggy
We
Williams,
share a
right,
lot.
boy, you write it, what, you write it?
What is Peggy saying? Because it's
I
not
don't know.
so.
So this is going, you write a book and you become an open book. Seriously, your lives together would be a great story. And then Marilyn Saxton wrote, loving the stories, loved Army and our casino outings. Maybe you could inspire Ernie to write his life story now that we are retired. Did you miss where I can buy your book? And so I post under there, Ducky's asking for people to buy the Kindle or audio book so that you can create a review. It's on Amazon. If you buy it, you can leave a review, and she is willing to repay you $10 if you buy.
We said,
Or you may be able to review the book without purchasing. That might be an option. Check it out. This is what I'm writing. Right.
Just send me, just.
No, just like how.
No money going anywhere.
Right. You don't write a book so you can pay.
I'm going to review.
I know, you'll get the reviews. You still get the reviews and you deserve to keep your money and get more.
like it.
It's worth buying. Absolutely. I would pay a lot more than $7 for it.
Yeah. You're not writing because now you have cruising on your mind.
The other one's very
And that's all the comments so far.
It's got one review and 5 stars.
All right.
There you go.
It's a start.
Thank you.
That's it.
And one of those,
That's it.
This is what I.
little fonts that they have there.
Well, we're proud of you.
Thank you, everyone out there. Thanks for being part of this. And, if you haven't read it, I hope you enjoy it and you leave it with review.
We will.
That's it. Shall we turn this
So
off?
ready?
Bye, everybody.
Oh, you were able to get it to come up? I just looked on.
Click on the book and we'll list you the review.
And it was accepted.